What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Um, Today we talking about what Angie Huberman said on Chris Williamson's podcast, referring to pain. Okay.
Like, what if we did? Maybe the illusion is the pain. Maybe the mental anguish I feel, maybe the challenge of life, like maybe that's the illusion, right? Because we hear so much about how the pleasures are the illusions. But I was thinking to myself, maybe pain is the illusion. Maybe the idea that there's all this like challenge and just maybe that's the thing that we're supposed to remove. And I started thinking about this, especially after Martha Beck was on my podcast. She said, you're not here to suffer. And I thought, I'm not. I've endured a lot of suffering in my life, but I think we all endure a lot of suffering, largely as a consequence of what happens between our ears. But maybe we're not here to suffer. Maybe a lot of the suffering that we experience is this illusion that we create. I wrote it down. Maybe the illusion is the pain. And so maybe we need to challenge this. Like maybe it's okay to be joyful.
Maybe the illusion is our suffering. Maybe it's we had to switch our mental framework, switch our identity to rotate around that different framework, different mindset, different belief, different challenge. Because in life, y'all, it's all about challenging our mindset, challenging our day to day life. If it's our habits, if it's our mood, if it's our opinion, if it's our belief, if it's just a thought, we're supposed to challenge that. And if it's a thought or a dream, we have to learn to strangle it, get to the underlying values of that thought, of that belief, so that we can get to the bottom layer of the swimming pool, the bottom layer um, of that onion, because we're all trying to shed light and peel back that layer so that we can tell that story and learn from our story and our perspective. Because without life lessons, what's the point of living and learning in life if it doesn't give you lessons? Okay, life is supposed to give you a certain perspective, a certain belief, and through that belief, we have to challenge it. If it's delayed gratification, a deeper understanding of how we see oneself, or just being joyful within that certain perspective. And through that, we have to know what can we do to improve our lives. If we're in this lonely chapter, if we're in this rough patch at work or with friends, how can we improve that connection, that consistency at the workplace, that discipline, that understanding that we're still trying to learn, we're still trying to grow, and we're still trying to become. And through that, we have to learn that it is all about our framework and our mindset going into that conversation. So, for me, I may have a little bit of an issue on my hands, okay? There's this one coworker who I like. I know for a fact that she likes me back. Who knows if she's been watching my videos? If not, who the fuck knows? But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, okay. When I told her about my podcast or my YouTube channel, when we were walking into the elevator, I said, "Hey, I just want to let you know I do content creation. I do YouTube." And within 2 to 3 seconds walking into the elevator, she said, "Oh yeah, that's really cool." And then she made a kissy face. This was like 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And last week, um, this is very uncomfortable for me to say because I know what outcome I want, and I want that outcome right now. But fuck, it's hard with connections and getting outcomes and outliers. Just tell me if it's real or not through that connection. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, so her and one of my other coworkers were scooping up ice cream, and I went up to her and I said, "Hey, how's your wrist doing after scooping up the ice cream? After like going like this, like trying to like make sure like my wrists are fine." And she said, yeah, they kind of hurt a little bit, but I mean, it's a job. And I'm like, yeah. And then I made a joke, made her laugh for about a good 5 seconds, put a little smile on her face, because that's me. Like, I make people laugh. I put people in the place that they want to be in. Um, yeah, and I look at her. Before I made that joke, she arms crossed, and then like we're talking like within the eye contact, I looked at her, and then within 2 seconds, she looked at me. Like not even like 2 seconds, like 1 second. She looked at me, and made the joke after she laughed, and then she uh she crosses her arms, and then I look back at her. She still has her arms crossed, and then she has her leg crossed. So you guys can see what I'm about to show you. But she has her leg crossed like this, and she's standing like this. I'm like, okay. And she was maybe 7 to 10 feet away from me. So yeah, that happened to me last week, and now I have to go. Now I have to work with her again tonight. So I don't know. I don't know how I want to handle this. I think what I'm gonna try to do is just if she wants to make eye contact and wants to conversate with me, then yeah, I'll talk to her. But if she doesn't want to talk to me, then I don't give a shit. I won't talk to you then. Like, that won't matter. But yeah, so hopefully it's not as busy as a night tonight as last night was. Last night was pretty straightforward, but it was still pretty hectic. So hopefully tonight is a little bit less hectic. So yeah. Um so that's all I got for you guys. So that's the struggle that I have today. I was supposed to have a meeting with a um I don't remember what's his thing. Some about neuroscience coaching. Yeah. So I scheduled 2 meetings with him, and he never showed up to both of them. So I'm gonna maybe do a try. I'm gonna try to reach back out to him, rescheduling it. So yeah, I have a good feeling about that because high skills. But yeah, it's all about your framework, your mindset that you are going into that conversation, going into that um, belief, that self thought, that self talk, whatever it is. You're going in there with whatever you are. So, yep. That's all I got for y'all, and I'll see y'all on the next one. And yeah, peace.